Good morning everyone. I'm coming on today and I am going to do a few card tutorials around sympathy cards. It's one of those ones where we all need to make them at some point or another. Just put that down a wee bit. And usually if we are making cards that we sell, we need to have them usually in quite a hurry. If it is for me personally to give to someone, I make personalised ones. If it is someone close who I know really well, I will theme the card towards who they were in life for the loved ones. But as a general, I'm going to do a card for an elderly female, an elderly male, and I'm also going to do a young person's card, a child, which is really, really difficult, but I think it's important for people to see how to put it together. I obviously, as many of you are aware, lost my nephew at 4 days old due to a medical procedure going wrong. And literally from the day that he passed, we called him our butterfly, and since then I have always used a butterfly of signifying a child passing. So I will be theming it round about a butterfly with maybe a wee bit of colour, etc. But the first card I'm going to do today is a female sympathy card. Now, for females, I generally stick to one or two mute colouring. So I'm going to be doing Whisper White card base, which I have pre-scored. I have got a Blushing Bride matte layer, and then I have got a stamping layer also. Okay. And I am going to be using this image of two lilies from Remarkable You. Now I have stamped out a few sympathy passages or sentiments from various sets that I've got. Some are from, let me see, I've used With Sympathy and You're in My Thoughts and Prayers from Rose Wonder, and I've used With Sympathy, Comfort and Healing to You from Flourishing Phrases. I have also got out Sorry for Everything, and I've got Hopeful Thoughts here as well, because there is a few on that as well. So I'm going to get going and we'll see what we get up to. I do have a general idea of what I want on the card, so it's just a matter of actually putting it together. So I'm going to pull out a little bit of ribbon because I know I want ribbon on it. And I'll use the Shimmer Blushing Bride. Right. So let's get started. I am going to stamp the image with Basic Grey. I think it will go a bit softer than my usual Onyx Black. So let's pull this out. My block. Just going to lie it. Move my matte layer out the way. Put that there. Place my block on top. And then position that like that. I'll have it up a wee bit, I think. That's better. Because I'll be going near the top with the image so that I've got room at the bottom to put my ribbon and the sentiment. Right, so here we go. Give that another wee quick stamp. Seems a bit blotchy for some reason. Right, let's hope that's okay. So I'm actually going to do it side on so that I can see what I'm doing. And what I'll do is I'll actually zoom in. So you can see what I'm doing here. Right, so I want to go up a bit. Right. That seems okay there. So I'm going to come down. And just give it a wee minute to transfer from the stamp to the paper. Beautiful. I will then take that off. In fact, I'll clean it first. I put my stamping cleaner. Where did I put my stamp scrub? Was that a minute ago? Oh, I would lose my head if it's not screwed on. There we go. Perfect. Right. Put that away. And I want to use, let me see, I think I'll use just with Sympathy from Flourishing Phrases, but I'm going to stamp it out with the basic grey because I think the black will be too harsh. So I am just going to turn my block over and line this up as best I can, like that, and get a bit of white scrap. Let's see what I've got here. I think that's going to be too neat. That should be alright. Okay, so just stamping it up well. There we go. I'm just bringing it quite close to me just now so I can basically overlook the top of it. And stamp down. And bring it up. That's perfect. So we don't need this anymore. I'll give my stamp a wee clean over. And then we just really need to assemble it. Okay. So I want my card base matte layer, that and that. Right, so let's get this down first, and I'm just going to use wet glue for quickness. Right, here goes. Just line up there. Right. And I'm just lining it up as best I can, like so. There we are. Right. Then I want my little bit of ribbon here. I don't need much, so I'm just going to snip it about here. So I'm not wasting any. And pin that back on. This is just how I store my Stampin' Up! Ribbon, because it's a ribbon share, so it wasn't big long lengths. And it's just handy to put in a wee case beside me. Right, so that is going on there, like that. Right, so I'm going to use a wee bit of tear tape just to position that. Let me just square it up on my grid, on my glass cutting mat. I've got a wee bit extra so I can go around the sides with it. So I want it, let me see, about there. Yep. Then I will lift that, tuck it round here. Got a wee score just to make sure that the adhesive sticks to the card. Pull my tear tape off. Lay that down again so I can place my ribbon properly. Just about there. And then just tuck it round the back like that, and that'll go in there like so. Just see, yep. So I'm going to use tear tape to put this one down because it will give the ribbon a wee bit extra security as well. We strip a tear tape there, and one there, and a blue one down the middle. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And we'll try and line this up as best we can. What I'm going to do actually is use my X-Acto knife so that I'm not pressing it down until I'm sure. That looks okay there. Let me just straighten that up a wee bit if I need to. That's it. Right, then we've got our sentiment. And I'm just going to trim that down by eye. Oops, out the way. Just snip there. And snip there. Oops. That's better. And that's going to go in there like that. But I think I'm going to give it a tiny wee border of the Blushing Bride. And I mean tiny, it is literally just going to be enough. So I'll use a little bit of wet glue for that. I'll use my finger to move it about. Right. And I'll just place it down here. Like that. And then I'm just going to trim it out by hand again. Just as close to the edge as I can get. Like that. I'm just going to take another wee slither off this side here. Right. And I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. Okay. Dimensionals, where did I put you? Yeah, oops. I'm just using the last of this little sheet here. And 2 should be enough. And that's it. I wouldn't add anything else. It is solemn, and you have got a tiny wee bit of sparkle from that sparkle ribbon. It's called the Blushing Bride Shimmer ribbon. So there's a tiny wee bit of shimmer there. But that would be for an adult female or an older female girl. Okay, that would be where I would plan. If it was for an older female girl, teenager maybe, I would perhaps put a bit of colour on the lily. I would maybe go in with a bit of Blush and Bride, and then using my blender pen, pull the colour up so that it's not all over it, just enough to give you a touch of colour. But that's my first card for today, and that is a female sympathy card. Okay, and as I said, these are just to give you ideas. You can play around with the colour. You could use let me think, you could use Wisteria Wonder, you could use Smoky Slate, Pink Pirouette or Powder Pink, maybe even Sweet Sugar Plum. Soft Sky would be another one that you could probably get away with. And if you wanted, probably Pear Pizzazz as well. Just something soft would be pretty. And if you wanted, rather than having a bold colour, you could get away with stamping on white. So perhaps using a flourish, go round your white with the colours that I've just mentioned, just so there's a wee hint of colour. You don't want it to be all doom and gloom on a sympathy card, because they're going to be feeling that way anyway. So a little bit of colour will just lift them slightly, with some respect as well though. Okay, so thanks so much for watching, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye for now.